child, the way you shake that thing, I'm gonna make you burn, I'm gonna make you sting. Hey, hey, baby, when you walk that way, I watch your honey drip, I can't keep away.
Welcome, O wanderers of the wavelength, to the inner sanctum of the chilluminati. You didn't find us by accident. You were tuned in. Behind this veil of shadow and signal, we gather, not to follow, but to question. So light your candle and lean back 33 degrees. Close the blinds and forget what they told you was real.
You can't go on.
It's Saturday night. My name's Jimmy. It's the Chilluminati on Ground Zero Plus.
Ground control to Major Tom. Ground control to Major Tom. Take your protein pills and put your helmet on. 10. Ground control 9, to Major Tom.
8, 7, 6.
Commencing 5, countdown, engines on.
3, 2.
Check ignition and may God's love
Lift
be
off.
with you. This is ground control to Major Tom. You've really made the grade, and the papers want to know you wear. Now it's time to leave the capsule if you dare. This is Major Tom to ground control. I'm stepping through the door. And Ziggy played guitar, jamming good with Weird and Gilly and the spiders from Mars. He played it left hand, but made it too far. Became the special man, then we were Ziggy's band. Ziggy really sang, screwed up eyes and screw down hairdo, like some cat from Japan. He could lick 'em by smiling, he could leave 'em to hang. They came on so low. Ziggy played for time, jiving us that we were voodoo. The kids were just crass. He was the nasty.
There goes Ziggy.
With God-given ass. He took it all too far, but boy, could he play guitar. Making love with his ego. Ziggy sucked up into his mind, like a leper messiah. When the kids had killed the man, I had to break up the band.
There goes Ziggy Stardust. All right, well, hey, Saturday night. And number to call is 831-337-8711. If you want to give us a call, give me a call. Phones are going to be open all night. 831-337-8711. That's the number to call if you want to chime in about just about anything tonight. Anything goes. What's going on here? The Stones, they snuck in here. Should I kick them out or should I let them stay? Here's Carlos Santana live at the Hard Rock Cafe in Las Vegas. So, first thing I notice about this video here is I see almost none. I see almost none of the members of Santana's band here. Hang on, I think I'm getting a call, but I don't have Zoom opened up yet. Hang on a second. Caller, stand by. I'm trying to get to it. Alright, call back. It's open now. I didn't have it open. Anyways, these dudes here, they're none of the guys that are normally in Carlos's band. Hey, what's going on?
Hey, Jimmy.
What's happening?
What's up, man? It's Danny Tidle.
Hey, Danny, what's going on, brother? Good to hear from you. What you up to?
Yeah.
What you up to tonight?
First time calling in.
Yeah, I know. What you up to?
Not much. Just chilling. I just ate some dinner.
You just had dinner?
Yeah.
Right on. What'd you have, man? Now you told us you had dinner. You got to say what you had.
Oh shit! It was pretty budget, but
nice.
Cooked up the ramen noodles.
Oh
but
yeah.
Then jazzed it up with some eggs and
throw some eggs in there, some vegetables.
Hot sauce.
Sweet.
I didn't even do veggies, man. I should have, but
yeah. No, that's a. I mean, I love ramen noodles. I saw a video of how they were made. I still love them though, even after all that.
I always I drain most of the water, but I leave some of it, and then I put butter in there and the seasoning and.
Oh yeah.
And
so you get rid of the water. No, it's not soup like. It's more.
Most of the time, yeah. I do leave a little bit though, so it's still all moist and shit.
Yeah. So what's going on, man? What's going on in your part of the world, man? What's happening over there? Anything going on?
Yeah, I mean, dude, today was cool. Me and the homies skated. We went skateboarding at a skate park in Pacoima. Yeah.
In Pacoima?
Pacoima, yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty sketchy area, but it was a good little skate park over there.
Sweet.
And I just wanted to call in because I've been listening to you guys for a long time. I think you've seen me in the chat for years.
Years, man.
And I just always enjoyed you guys,
Yeah, thanks.
Fun listening.
Yeah, we enjoy it.
And just listening to you guys talk and even Speculation Island, it's all it's just very entertaining.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, this information is so harsh. You got to try to keep it lighthearted a little bit. You know what I mean? Keep it entertaining. That's what we like to do. Right here. We appreciate you, man, for being here all these years.
Yeah, and everyone in the chat seems cool. I want to hear from more people in the chat.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, hopefully people, have, call in like you are. Because like I say, you've been here for years and years, man, never called in. Lots of people have.
Yeah, I wanted to come with some info or something, but
well, it's cool. It's the chilluminati on Saturday night. So man, we're trying to relax and stay a little, distance ourselves a little bit from the info. But it's hard to stay away from it. Obviously, since it's on subject matters on everybody's minds all the time. And it's hard to one of the things we were talking about last week on here was it's hard to quiet the mind or whatever, you know what I mean? Because you've got all these thoughts going on and, what's going to happen tomorrow, what happened last week, so on and so forth. So it's hard to, chill.
Dude, I've been going through a lot of that right now because a lot of stuff's happening at once where like we got to be out of our apartment next month, and I'm like looking for a job, and like all this shit's happening.
Damn.
So I'm constantly
Well,
thinking,
So do you guys have a place to go already? Place to move?
We've been looking around. Just like shit's real expensive. And
what area are you in? Where are you specifically? You don't have to say, exactly, but I mean.
No, I'm good. I'm in Simi Valley, California.
Oh, Simi Valley. Yeah. So
we're close to the Spawn Ranch, kind of.
Are you? Well,
that's close, yeah.
So what's it like down there, job wise? I mean, do you have a trade or something? What do you do?
Oh yeah, I worked in the medical field for like 20 years.
Yeah.
As an X-ray tech. And I kind of just got sick of it and basically just quit.
Yeah. Well, I can understand. It's got to be a grind, but still, I mean, that's a pretty good job, though. You can make good money doing it, and pretty much anywhere you want to go, you could probably get a job. There's not a
it's called a limited license, so I was a little more like lower on the totem pole, like not working in a hospital. It was like an office.
Mm-hmm.
But
still,
yeah, kind of had a bad experience during the whole Michelle Pfeiffer incident time. I was real turned off during that time, just having to wear a mask all the time, but I never gave in.
Yeah, no, that's a hard time for everybody. I just think it feels weird to me too. It feels like this. It doesn't feel like it was 5 years ago. First of all, you know what I mean? I mean, it seems like the time since it ended, and now it doesn't seem like. I don't know. I mean, it just seems like a weird mental block about it. Doesn't seem like that much time has gone by, but it has. It's crazy.
Yeah, I remember like because I didn't do the Michelle Pfeiffer, so
yeah,
there was a lot of time where we gave up stuff like traveling and concerts, and then I finally had enough, and they were still doing checking the stupid fake documents for a concert, so I just made a fake one. Went to a concert finally. I was like, dude, fuck this shit.
That's funny. Yeah. That's funny.
There was a band that I really liked, Wolf Parade. They were in LA, and
Wolf Creed?
Wolf Parade.
Oh, Wolf Parade.
Yeah, they're from Canada.
And so what? They're down in LA. They play around down there.
Oh, every time they're in LA, we see them. Like we've seen them so many times, and all their side bands. And
do you think the Foo Fighters? Do you think Dave Grohl made that drummer visit Michelle Pfeiffer?
Dude, yeah.
You think he did? I think he did.
Yeah, I totally believe in that. Yeah, I was like, dude, that dude passed away like soon after, dude. Like, totally. And that dude was, I started calling him the Foo Pfizers because he was doing that before that guy died. I was teasing him about it because I thought it was fucked up. No doubt. They were one of those people that like you had to show your fucking real or fake documents.
Yeah.
To be safe.
Yeah. Kiss was another one. Kiss did that.
Well, that's what's so funny about it is like I know so many people had fake ones, but it's like, oh yeah, you're so safe. Like
that's what I mean. If people
ridiculous.
Even if there was a thing. But there you go. You went to the show. You had a good time, right?
Oh, dude, I loved it. Yeah. I mean, I was actually disappointed with the band that they went along with that policy, and I called them out on it. But I still love them. Like, and I told them like he's a fake one. I don't care.
What song do you like from Wolf Parade?
Oh, I like all their songs. They have.
Well, for people who never heard them before, if you're gonna tell me a song to play right now, to teach people about Wolf Parade, what song would it be?
Oh shit, that's a good question. Well, how about I'll just put it on that the first song I ever heard of theirs was on a surf video, and it's called "Shine a Light."
Shine a Light. Okay.
Yeah.
Hang on.
That was the first one I ever heard, and I liked it. And then,
all right, let's see if we can. Let me see if I can.
Been a fan ever since.
Yeah. All right. Let's check them out, Danny. Hey, so the number to call is 831-337-8711. So, Danny, here comes Wolf Parade. Yep. Shine a Light. Stand by. You might not be able to hear it here on Zoom, so if it goes silent, just stand by until I come back and start talking. Hang on a second. I'm 100% sure you will not be able to hear this music, so just stand by. All right, here we go.
No worries.
Here's Wolf Parade. That's kind of.
Oh, I like Morphine too.
Yeah.
Dude, I saw Morphine way a long time ago at the Troubadour.
Did you? Could you hear that music now through here, or are you listening on YouTube?
I'm on my cell phone. I have the show on YouTube, but I have it muted.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Right on.
Morphine's sick.
Yeah. I think I saw a video that said the tragic story of Morphine. Did something happen to Morphine? The dude, the singer?
Maybe.
I don't know. It's a tragic story. All right, Danny. Anything else, man?
Oh, shit, yeah. Wish I had more, but...
It's all right. No worries. All right.
Maybe one more thing. Want to give a shout out to my friend Jeremiah.
Hey, Jeremiah.
He's a dope dude because he's not only my friend, but he takes me to like a ton of concerts. Like he always buys a couple tickets, and then like maybe someone doesn't go, and he always hits me up, and he's taking me to like, I don't know, like 100 concerts, man. And we always have a good time, and
badass.
Like you know how good live music is in concerts. And
I know. I miss that. I miss going to shows. I used to do it all the time. I don't really do it much anymore for some reason. Who knows?
In fact, right now, he's in Colorado right now for a 3-day festival called Field of Vision. It's this band King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. They're really sick too.
King Gizzard and the what?
And the Lizard Wizard.
That's fantastic, man.
Dude, they're sick.
That's kick ass. That's kick ass. All right, well, listen, I'm going to play some Macaulay Shanker group, MSG. Going to play some Anytime acoustic. All right, Danny. We'll talk to you soon, brother.
Dude, thanks, Jimmy. Take care.
Take care, bro.
Later.
See ya. There goes Danny. 831-337-8711. That's the number to call if you want to call in tonight.
Well, of course, almost everybody is looking for help. Unless, when I was younger, so much younger than today, I never needed anybody's help in any way. But there is this feeling of a certain helplessness, of being alone and somewhat confused in an unpredictable, wayward, external world of happenings. And this world of happenings includes an enormous amount of suffering, tragedy. And we wonder why we're here, how we got here, and in short, what to do about the capital P problem of capital L life, to which should be added death, because it seems to be certain that we're all going to die, and that death may be a painful process. Those we love are going to die, and so what about it? Is there any way in which we can become masters of the situation? Well, there are all sorts of ways of trying to escape from the human predicament of being a lonely, isolated consciousness in the midst of this enormous and wayward not-self. We can, of course, try to beat the game on a material basis by becoming very wealthy or very powerful. We may resort to all kinds of technology to get rid of our sufferings, hunger, pain, sickness, and so forth. But it will be noticed that as we succeed in these enterprises, we're not satisfied. In other words, if you feel at this moment that an increase in income would solve your problems, and you got an increase in income, this would give you a pleasant feeling for a few weeks. But then, as you well know, if that's ever happened to you, the feeling wears off. And you may stop worrying about paying your debts and start worrying about whether you will get sick. There is always something to worry about. And so you realize that the problem of life does not really consist in your external circumstances, because you worry whatever they are. The problem consists rather in what you call your mind. Could you, by some method, control your mind so that you won't worry? And how on earth would you do that? Well, there are those people who tell you that the best answer is to think positive thoughts, to be peaceful, to breathe slowly and hum gently, and get yourself into a peaceful state of mind by repeating affirmations. But unfortunately, it doesn't always work, because you have a nagging suspicion in the back of your mind that you're simply hypnotizing yourself and whistling in the dark. And so you realize that this matter of controlling the mind is no superficial undertaking, because although you may be able to smooth the ruffles of your consciousness, there is beneath that a vast area of unconsciousness which erupts as unpredictably as events in the external world. And so you consider seriously the possibilities of psychoanalysis. And then, of course, you get into the guru business. You have to go to someone against whose mirror you can reflect those aspects of yourself of which you are not directly aware. So as the process goes on, you find there is something awkward about all this. And this awkwardness can be expressed in many different ways. One of them is this: how on earth are you to get at yourself, to do something about yourself? If you are the one who needs to be improved, how are you going to accomplish the improvement? It's like saying you must relax. Let go. Give in. And I know I ought to give in. I know I ought to let go and abandon my will. In other words, we all come down to a basis in ourselves which we will call the Yetzer Hara, or the wayward spirit which God is supposed to have put into the soul of Adam, our element of irreducible rascality. So we do have that element in ourselves. We know it very well. And the question is, therefore, once again, how can it be transformed? But if the transformer is the one who is afflicted, who transforms the transformer? It's the old problem of who guards the guards, who polices the policeman, who governs the government. And it seems perfectly insoluble for that reason alone that it is a vicious circle. That there's a great deal of talk about two selves, the lower self or ego, the higher self called the spirit or the Atman, and the duty of the Atman seems to be to transform the wretched little ego. Well, sometimes it does, but a lot of times it doesn't. So we ask, why doesn't so-and-so's Atman succeed in getting through? Is his ego too strong? If so, who will weaken it? Is his Atman too weak? And if so, why? For surely aren't all Atmans the same? The puzzle remains. We've tried.
(831) 337-8711 is the number to call. 831-337-8711 is the number to call. There's Joe Satriani. So we're number 10 on TalkStream Live. extremely mellow night tonight here on Ground Zero Plus. We're kicking it. There's a million. Hello.
Hey, Jimmy.
Hello. How's it going?
Hey, Jimmy, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's happening?
This is Trish from Ohio. How you doing today?
Hey, Trish, what's going on? Good to
Not
hear.
much.
Good to hear from you.
You got the feel going on like it's sitting around the campfire telling stories, so I thought I'd call in and tell you a story.
Right on. Well, let's hear it. I'm all ears.
Okay. All right. So this story, it's a true story. It happened, I'm trying to think what year it was, like 1983, so it was a long time ago. And I was just a kid, well, I was a teenager.
Mm-hmm.
And I was staying at my friend Linda's house and it was about this time of year, and it was during the county fair. And her dad had let us borrow his car and told us to be back. We had like a 11:30, 12 o'clock curfew. So we was coming home from the county fair, and we're going up this state route headed to her house.
Mm-hmm.
And we're chit-chatting, talking about the fair and this and that. And up ahead, we see these lights flashing. And we see, it's been an accident of some sort. Mm-hmm. So we pull up, and we're probably about 3 car lengths behind this flatbed truck that was stacked up with hay bundles. And there had been a couple bundles of hay that had fallen off the back of it and broken up, and they were behind the back wheel.
Mm-hmm.
And, we instantly get upset, like, why didn't this guy pull over so we can get around? We're going to be late. We're not going to be able to borrow the car anymore this weekend if, because it looks like this accident, it's like a fender bender, because you could see another car in front of this truck with his lights flashing too. So we're sitting there and we're looking like, what the heck? Well, come on, man, move over. And so we're irritated, and we're just staring ahead, and we're listening to music, and we're kind of talking about, well, you want to go shopping tomorrow, or do you want to go swimming first, or what should we do? And we're chit-chatting, and, about a minute or two goes by, and like I said, we're just staring ahead, and all of a sudden, my friend Linda goes, that hay kind of looks like, and I said, a naked body.
What?
And we both look at each other, and we look back, and there was a naked woman laying where the hay was.
No.
I just got chills. So, what had happened was, I don't know what happened with us in our mind, but what happened was, there was an apartment building. This poor woman had been drinking and whatnot, and she had gotten in a fight, and she had stumbled out into the road, and these guys had hit her, is what happened, and it ripped the clothes right off of her.
Jesus. Joseph.
But the thing is that both of us saw bundles of hay laying there. And then after that, instantly, as soon as we said that, we saw the cops' lights flashing. They came around. They threw a blanket over the woman. Both of us, I'm shaking right now telling you. It's like a flashback. Wow, it was really crazy. So we get around, and we get home. Her mom and dad was standing on the porch because they had a scanner radio.
Uh-huh.
And my friend Linda, she just ran into her dad's arms. She was crying, saying, "Daddy, Daddy." And he goes, "I know, baby." And he her mom, and I was like, just, I guess, white as a sheet. And her mom put her arm around me, and she's like, "You doing okay, Patsy?" Because that's what they used to call me back in the day.
Yeah.
She goes, "You okay, Patsy?" And I'm like, "We thought she was hay. We didn't know." She goes, "We know, honey. We heard it on the scanner. We know what happened." So, and they knew, we was coming up straight up state route. So they knew that's why we was late, and we was right behind it. We saw it. But that's a crazy story. And, I often think about that. I think about that story when people, like when you're talking about I just can't understand how people could not see the Michelle Pfeiffer. You know, like, how could you not know? How can you not see the world that we're living in and go, how do you not get what's going on? How do you not, when these people come on TV and say blah, 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 how do you not know that's how can you not tell that's not bullshit, man? And I think it's kind of like what me and Linda experienced. It's like a subconscious type of thing that protects your mind. It protects yourself. It's like, they ain't going to be able to handle this. I can't let them see the truth because they're going to freak out if I let them. So, because, I mean, it was crazy because both of us saw bundles of hay.
Well, now.
And then we didn't. I'm telling you, it was crazy.
What ended up ever happening with the story of the lady now? Was these guys hit the lady, or the lady was somehow?
What happened was the woman had been drinking right where she was. There's it's like an old apartment building with maybe 12 apartments, and she had been drinking, and why she was naked was because she had her nightgown on, I guess, and I guess the car in front of her hit her first and ran over her.
Jesus!
But she was right underneath the back truck wheel.
And they just kept going.
No, they stopped. Oh. They were stopped. As soon as they ran over her, they must have stopped because they were right there with the flashing lights.
Oh, Jesus.
You know what I mean? And that's why we would stop, because it was the truck, you know, or maybe the guy in front didn't hit her. I don't know. I know the truck definitely hit her because she was right underneath his back wheel, you know, because like I said, what we thought instantly was the car in front of the truck had stopped for some reason, and the dude in back in the truck rear-ended him, and the hay fell off. And we were like, why don't you guys pull over off the road? It ain't nothing but a fender bender, so we can get around so we ain't late. You understand? I mean, we were like, I don't know, 16, 17, something like that. We were just kids, you know? And I swear to God, it was a pile of hay. It was a pile of hay. Because we were just sitting there looking, we was dead staring right at it.
Now, let me ask you a question. Have you seen any of these videos on the internet where it's like a glitch? People say it's a glitch in the Matrix, and there's like a bird will be flying and it'll just freeze in the air and just sit there.
Oh yeah, I know what I've seen stuff like that.
That's what I mean. When you started telling me this story, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking you were going to say you saw like a glitch in the Matrix, because I mean this is crazy. And so you're thinking that psychologically there's some blocking mechanism in human beings that keep them from being able to see what's actually going on, to sort of protect them from the harshness of the situation. Is that kind of what
I think so. I think it's like your mind. Your mind knows what you can take and what you can't take. Like, I kind of remember this. It was, I don't know, it was some TV show. It was like NYPD Blue or some shit like that. Mm-hmm. But it was a man and a woman came in to identify their daughter who had been missing. Mm-hmm. The cops found her. She was on the table, and they pull the sheet back. And the mom goes, oh, thank God. No, it's not her. It's not my baby. And the father instantly recognized her, but the mom did not recognize her. And he goes, it's her. And she goes, no, it's not her. That's not her. And she was like freaking out. And it was like her mind. But that was when I saw that bit of that TV show, I was like, holy shit, that's just like what almost happened to me and Linda. You know, like your mind won't allow you to see this horrific what's right in front of you type of thing.
Yeah. I think on some level, most people don't want to actually see what's actually going on. I don't know if it's good or bad, though, you know? I guess.
I don't know if somewhere deep inside of them they do know, but it's very scary to think, oh, shit, our government wants to kill us. Yeah, they do. You know, and it's like, but they just can't accept that fact. and really you're either all the way in or you're all the way out,
Yeah.
And the only way to get out of it is living like the Amish, basically. It's still there, I mean, they still mess with even them, and they're completely out of it, out of the matrix or whatever, society, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, they still, they mess with them, but at least they don't see everything that we see on TV and all that,
I wonder a lot about the Amish and why specifically they're left alone completely. So that at some point when shit has to start over from scratch, they're still left. They can still do all the stuff that you're able to do. And it's like, if you look like the reset, it kind of looks like the Amish, you know what I mean? When you look at the 1800s, everybody looks like, they're living the Amish life already. I see these, I live in Santa Cruz, and there's, there's museums here, surf museums, this and that. And you can see pictures of the Santa Cruz area and the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk back in the early 1900s. And because it's been there like 100 years. And the pictures of the people that are standing there at the beach, they're pretty much all fully clothed, They have hats on and, the women are wearing full clothes. It's weird, it's almost like they don't have a concept of what they're supposed to do at the beach. It's weird, man. I don't know. I guess I don't understand the concept of it, but I guess I've seen these presentations where there's a explanation for people being put into photographs that weren't there, that there was some sort of a Photoshop technique that was used back in the early days of photography, that they could still Photoshop it in. And so there's like a bunch of these photos where there's a bunch of people that don't look like they look like they're all in a group, but when you look at the people and you look at the actual people, they're not really standing where they're standing. Their faces aren't right, their arms and legs are in the wrong place. It's kind of strange to think that someone would go through those lengths to, doctor all these photographs to make it look like something that it wasn't like that. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think people just in the 1800s, they just went to the beach fully clothed because they didn't want to show no skin, or what do you think?
Well, I agree with you that I think a lot of these old pictures have been doctored, and I get what you're saying about the seaside, but in reality, back then, in what was in fashion was being very pale. Not so much for men, but for women. Getting a tan didn't come into fashion. I mean, it was all through history, being very pale was a sign of, I don't know, that was what was in style, I guess you could say. The tan didn't come into style till the 1930s, I think it was, with Coco Chanel, when she had gone to the French Riviera, I think it was, and she got a tan. And when she got a tan, when Coco Chanel got a tan, then it became something to do. So if these pictures, which are probably like early 1900s, I don't think they didn't really go to the beach to get a tan, I think that they may actually be real. Like they would go to the boardwalk and, play games and eat food and whatnot and walk along the beach. Oh, look what we did. We took our shoes off. Woo-hoo-hoo. That type of thing. And wade out into ankle water. So, and have their picture taken because that was like a big deal. Look, we went to the seaside. But I think those are probably real photographs because, like I said, getting a tan was not a thing until I think it was the 1930s. But I do believe what you're saying about photographs being altered. And yet I do believe in the mud flood business. There was something that happened. I mean, I remember being like, this is crazy. I was probably like 6, I was probably 6 or 7 years old. And I remember my mom and I going to the next town over, the next county over, and we was walking up the hill. We were in town because we went to go shopping at the big city down there. And we're walking up this incline on the sidewalk, and we were beside the courthouse is what it was. And as you go up the incline on the sidewalk, the windows are halfway underground. And I remember asking my mom, like I said, I was maybe 6 or 7 years old. And I said, Mom, why did they build the windows underneath the sidewalk like that? And the way my mom looked at me, it was like it was the first time she stopped and she looked and she goes, I don't know. It's a bit odd, isn't it? And I said, yeah. And she goes, and then she looked at me and she goes, you are Faye. Like that. And then she pulls me along. She goes, come on, like that. Like, she didn't want to know, why are the windows like that? And I remember being a kid, and you know how when you're a kid, you just kind of only try to get information from the only thing you know, cartoons and TV. And I remember thinking, well, I know in the old movie, on the old Westerns, you know, there was no roads. So, and there was no sidewalks back then because they were always sweeping. So maybe nobody swept this side of the building and all the dust came in. And then when it came time to, you know, put a road and sidewalk in, they just put it over it because they was lazy.
Yeah.
You know, like Tom and Jerry sweeps underneath the carpet. I mean, this is what I was thinking when I was like 5 or 6 years old, because you're only gathering information that you know from what you know at 5 or 6, you know, 6 or 7 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I mean, I noticed that the windows were under the sidewalk when I was really young. You know, I was like, why is it like that?
I know, it's weird.
You know,
the thing is like, so there was these original dudes that started getting into this were flat earthers. And there was a guy by the name of John Levi, and I'm pretty sure it's John Levi.
Okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Amber knows the guy's name. I forget me. I can't. I'm pretty sure it's John. It might not be John Levi. There's a crypto guy. His name's Levi, so I might be getting them mixed up. But anyhow, he was the one that's originally started getting into a lot of the old world stuff and looking at old photographs. And then a bunch of other people started spawning off. I think there was another flat earth dude from England. I can't remember his handle, but I think it might even be Flat Earth UK. But anyways, John Levi. So, and this other guy, I'm pretty sure is Flat Earth UK. And he started doing a bunch of these photographs. And then, so the thing is, those guys started out, and then a bunch of people started to branch off of what they were doing. And these finding of these old photographs became a thing. So where there's literally thousands of people fucking scanning the earth every day looking for these photographs. And because of that, this whole flood of photographs is now available for you to go look at. And like some of the wild, crazy theories that have been put forward about giant trees, mountaintops that are giant trees, this stuff, and giant.
They kind of look like it though, Jimmy.
I know.
I mean, I'm not saying they are. I'm saying they kind of look like it though.
Yeah, flat Earth British Guy Freeman in the chat. Exactly. And yeah, they do look like trees. And there's even
but there's the flat Earth Society in the UK or England or the UK, whatever.
Yeah.
Since like the 1970s or something, maybe even before that.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Well,
I mean, it's the whole thing over there.
The thing is that there was a bunch of people who weren't into the flat Earth thing, and so they discounted some of what these guys were saying, so it wasn't really picked up by other people that weren't in the flat Earth community at first, and so a lot of their research, like I say, it was over there for a certain community, but a lot of people didn't. Now, since then, shitloads of people have gotten on this idea. And because of that, the research that's happened, and then into the technology, and figuring out stuff about Mercury and different principles of the domes and the antennas on these buildings, and people are taking antique books that were describing some of this technology and then applying that technology right now and creating energy for themselves at their house, or creating these different ways of growing vegetables. We talked about some of the grounding of your garden and this type of thing. So there were yeah, and this other thing that's really cool, like I haven't really looked into it too much, just just on the surface, but is these airships and these blimps, that the inside of these blimps, they weren't, there was places for hundreds of people in there. They literally, they were like cruise ships, and they would float up to these fucking buildings and link up, say, to the Empire State Building, and then the ramp would come down and all these people would come out and go inside the building. It's literally insane. Start looking at it. It's crazy.
I've seen those. Yeah, I've seen those, and I think that is crazy. There's no way I would be scared to death to just board that thing and go down a stairway, and you're up,
I know.
Who knows, 300 stories or some craziness. No way, man. I'd be scared to death. There's no way I would do that. I don't like heights.
No, it's crazy. All right, listen, it's the top of the hour, and I'm going to take a little break and grab me some coffee. So you're not going to be able to hear music. I'm gonna play some music. If you wanna stay on, or whatever you wanna stay on, that's cool.
Well, I want somebody else. I want some people to call in. That's why I told the story. Hopefully, it'll jog somebody's memory to, hey, tell some crazy stories, guys.
Yeah, come on.
People in the chat, give a call in.
That's exactly right.
It's kind of sitting around the campfire, Illuminati night. You know?
Exactly. That's what we're doing tonight. We're just taking calls and kicking it. So if you want to call in, 831-337-8711.
Okay, I'm going to jump off of here because you can only take one call at a time, right?
Yeah.
All right, I'll see you. It was good talking to you.
Yeah,
I'm enjoying the show tonight.
Yeah, me too. Thanks, Trish. Really appreciate the call. Right, there goes Trish.
Night.
Good night. There goes Trish. All right, listen. I'm going to take a quick break, get some coffee. Enjoy the complexity. Just wait till I come back before you call. 831-337-8711. Hey, do me a favor and call me back in a minute or two. I'm going to play this song, go get some coffee. Call me back.
Okay, great.
All
Thanks.
Right. Yep.
Goodbye.
Yep. It's Ground Zero Plus, chilluminati. 337-8711 is the number to call. Mine's Jimmy. It's Ground Zero Plus, Saturday night. It's the Chilluminati.
Oh, sleep on me and rest your soul just like the roses at your feet. Dream.
Here's Corrosion of Conformity. 831-337-8711 is the number to call.
Away till the distance is complete. There's 13 angels standing on display. I think they're gonna take you away, 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 away. One lifetime gone and now your soul is dead. The angels just shake their have faith for me. I lost it long ago, somewhere I shouldn't be. Heart, save your heart for me.
Jimmy, how you doing?
It's the
Hey.
only place.
Doing good. What's happening?
Good. Well, I got a little. I think it's kind of like a cryptid story.
You got a cryptid story?
Yeah, it
Let me
might
have
be a
it.
cryptid. I'm not sure what it was.
All right, lay it on us.
Okay. We used to here in Florida. I live in Miami, Florida.
Uh-huh.
We used to like to go camping a lot. So
Right.
I had my buddy Rick, and here in Florida we have what's called the Florida Everglades.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically Lake Okeechobee overflows. Lake Okeechobee to the north overflows,
Uh-huh.
and the water flows south out to the ocean on the southwest tip of Florida. And that forms what's called the Everglades, which is the river of grass. That's what it means, river of grass.
River of Grass.
Grass. Yeah.
That is cool, man.
Yeah. The water has this type of grass called sawgrass,
Mm-hmm.
like these long blades, and where this flow happens, that's all that basically grows there, and it's just miles and miles wide and long, and all that water goes to the southwest tip of Florida and empties out into the Gulf there.
Uh-huh.
So it's a real unique place. It's actually one of the national parks. It's called the Everglades National Park.
I've always wanted to go there and be on one of those boats with the fans on the back. These,
Oh, yeah.
you know what I mean? Those
What
boats.
about- Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was saying I've always wanted to go to the Everglades, just to see it, to be there in it.
Oh, yeah. It's a great, interesting place. The boat you're talking about is called an airboat. It uses an airplane motor
Yeah,
with a propeller on the back, and it really goes through the grass, through the rocks, because there's always maybe a foot of water, but it slides right through everything.
yeah, man.
So
That thing looks like that'd be the thing to have if you lived in the Everglades. Just,
Oh, yeah, that's really cool. That's really cool.
all right, so you guys were taking a trip down there, and were you?
Okay.
So you guys were.
Yeah,
So what were you up to now? You were just going on a trip, going camping.
Yeah, me and my friend Rick, what we would do is we would go out there with a 12-foot John boat, a little outboard motor.
Yeah.
We'd pack up all our tents and stuff, and we go to the remote places out there, which there are a lot. The National Park provides a lot of camping sites and cheekies and all kinds of things that one can camp.
Sweet.
So we used to love to go out there all the time. We
Yeah.
used to go out there all the time, get lost out there basically.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, the whole place over there where it empties out is all these finger channels, you know.
Uh-huh.
And I mean, it's just super cool. I mean, it's got Whitewater Bay, Buttonwood Canal, Shark Channel, a bunch of places.
So now,
But what we would do,
what's the water look like now? Is it clear? That clear water we can just see, or is it sort
No.
of
No, sir. You got that right. Yeah, it's on the inside. It's brackish because the mangroves tint the water,
I
kind
see.
of like a brown color.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's going to be a brown color on the inside, and it's usually an estuary. A lot of the fish go there to breed and stuff, and then on the outside where it goes into the Gulf, where we were going, is that dark greenish, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And
now you say there's fish. Now, can you just drop your line? The way it sounds like I could almost drop my line in there and just catch a fish. Is it that easy down there, or is it still, like fishing? Because if you go to Alaska and you see a guy on a boat and he's fishing, he catches his limit in less than 5 minutes. There's so many fish. But he also says that's why he goes to Alaska, because it's colder. He says everybody with a boat goes where the water is warm, and so he goes where it's colder. So now you're saying you're going down there, you're camping, you're in the mangroves. Now, can you build fires down in the Everglades? You allowed to build fires and all that?
Yeah, in some campsites, fires are permitted, and then the cheekies, they have these little campsites called cheekies. They're built on the mangroves.
Wow.
So between all these channels. Oh yeah, you can actually go. We actually went to where the fresh water actually comes down into the salt water where they both mix. And it was like a 2-day trip. We were packed up. I mean, maps in hand. And we got there. It's called Cane Patch. Way up. Yeah. And, yeah, they have those type of campsites, and these cheekies, they have a grill,
Yeah.
a grill. So, yeah, they're, it's in the middle of nowhere, so it's a primitive site, but they do have a grill, and
Now,
it's like a wooden.
What are the mosquitoes like down there, man? I mean,
the worst.
They tear you up?
Oh, I'll tell you how bad they are. Seriously, you can wear a white shirt, and it'll turn black in like 5 minutes.
You know what? I knew this photographer. He went to Africa, okay, and he was doing these photo shoots, and he washed his shirt and hung it up to dry, and these fucking flies landed on it and laid eggs on the material.
Oh,
now
man.
Check this out. At this point he doesn't know that. He just hung his shirt up to dry, okay? So now, shirt's dry, dude puts the shirt on, and it's hotter than shit where he is, right? He starts to sweat, starts to get hot. When he sweats and get hot, all of a sudden, the larvae from the flies starts coming alive. And the dude ended up getting sick, man.
Oh, man.
They went right into his skin. The fucker almost died. So
that's terrible.
So now when you go down there and you go camping, do you bring like a mosquito net? What do you do? How do you, I mean, if you can't have a fire, how the fuck do you stay away from the mosquito?
I don't know if it's okay to name a brand of spray, but no, I don't need to. It's a repellent. I use repellent spray.
What kind of it? What do you use? Because if you're saying it'll turn your shirt black. Now,
yeah, well, I'll tell you what we use. Now, this was back in 1978, okay, when the stuff was a lot better. We used what's called a fogger and the repellent spray. And that fogger would give us like 30 minutes of protection and about 20 feet circumference around the camp. So we'd get to the camp and we'd get in the middle and fog 360.
Jesus.
Okay?
Now,
So now we got mosquito control for about 30 minutes with that fogger, and that fogger was good probably for about 10 fogs.
you know what
10,
I'm
15
you know what I'm thinking
Now,
right, you know what I'm,
yeah.
you know what I'm thinking right now? I'm thinking
Yeah.
Why would you leave Miami? why did you just stay there on the fucking patio and barbecue some grill some shrimps or something?
Yeah, you know. Well, I'll tell you this. I want to leave. But Miami's a very expensive city, you know.
Yeah.
And but I wouldn't mind going to live in the forest. I'm serious.
No, I know.
But somewhere like the Appalachian mountains, somewhere out there.
I've seen these videos. There's a dude who just like travels around. Like I don't even really know what his trip is. He just fucking goes around and he shows up and just meets some dude and starts going, "Hey, I just make videos. You know, I'm coming here to look at your town or whatever." And there was this period of time where the guy was going through Florida, and he wasn't going to all the places that people know about. He was going to these other places that I think it's called Northern Florida. If I'm not, I might be mistaken. But I mean, there's places where it gets cold in Florida. There's like small towns that you never heard of.
Sure.
There's all these places down there that most people haven't ever really heard of.
600 miles.
Yeah. So I'm wondering now because lots of people are moving to Florida now. I'm wondering the main areas like Miami, Fort Lauderdale, all that kind of shit over there, all that. That's one thing. But now, what about this other part of Florida? This, like you say, you want to live out in the forest. I mean, aren't these the areas you want to live in? The areas that do get cold. I mean, wouldn't they be with like a less mosquito, for example?
Exactly. Here, the Everglades is a rough place.
That's what I mean. Yeah, it's like.
I mean, because of it's anywhere is livable. One can assimilate and what is it? Invention is the mother.
Yeah, necessity
is the mother of
invention. The thing is,
it can be lived, but I think there's better places. I would move around. I would go in the summer. I would go where it's cool, and in the winter I would go where it's warm.
Seems like the lifestyle in Florida to have would be to get yourself some sort of a houseboat and just live somewhere on some canal. You know what I mean? Or someplace where there's a marina. But I guess it costs money. It costs money to be at a marina. But I mean, you could probably get a houseboat pretty cheap over there, no?
Houseboat, yeah, people do that. But yeah, you're looking at a hefty monthly rent. I mean, if you got an income that can handle it,
it's like $10 a foot. It's $10 a foot for a boat, just about 10 or 15. 10 or 15.
Well, here, I don't know.
I don't know. You
I
could
don't
get.
know, but it's expensive. It's expensive to have a boat in a marina. It's expensive to rent a place in a canal in somebody's house. But that would, you'd have to be going through the person's yard and everything to get to the boat. You'd probably have to draw electricity from the house. There's a lot of things you want to run an air conditioner. I mean, you're going to need some wire. And plenty of solar panels and maybe some water. I mean, if you really want to live comfortably, or maybe park it in a marina that's got all the amenities, the electricity, water, showers, restaurant. I live on a sailboat myself.
You do live on one?
I've lived 12 years on a sailboat.
Yeah, I lived on a sailboat twice. I had a 33-foot trimaran and I had a 30-foot Columbia.
Wow, nice.
Yeah, both of them sank. Both boats.
Wow.
And when my first boat sank, I said I'd never buy another boat. And then I bought I bought another boat, of course. What do they say? The happiest days of your life is the day you buy your boat and the day you sell your boat.
Yeah.
That's what they say. No, it's rough living on a boat, man. Shitting in a bucket and all that. I mean, but I gotta say,
Well, they have pump out. What's called pump out stations.
No, I know, but I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Some places do it for free, really.
I lived rough on the boat, you know. I was on there with my dog. I cooked my food on there. You know, I lived on at first I lived on the working dock, like when I first got there with my trimaran, and I lived right next to a dude that was like a crab fisherman. So I just go down. He'd go out. I go over there, throw him $20, and give me like 5-6 crabs. Throw them in a crab trap over the side of my boat, and then I'd go over to the.
Oh yeah, a lot of blue crab.
Yeah. And then they'd have, like right here, because where I live, the Central Coast, California, you know, there's plenty of vegetables being grown. And they used to have this, so I paid $30 a foot for my 33-foot trimaran, and I was living in a yacht harbor that was below $5 and $6 million houses. So, so I would go to this place where you could buy vegetables pretty much fresh out of the fields, and you know, like you take $20-$30 over there, you can buy enough vegetables to live for a week. You know,
right?
Yeah, I mean, I loved living on my boat. That when I was living on the trimaran, that was probably the best summer of my adult life.
Wow.
I mean, I was by myself or whatever on there. It was just me and my dog, you know, and you know. That was back when I had this.
Yeah. And what did your boat get into a storm?
No, what happened was, I believe this is a fucking unbelievable story, man. So, okay.
Listen, I believe it.
No, listen. Okay. So once I got that 33-foot trimaran, I was completely into the boat life. I was everything about boats. I started buying boats, man. I bought a speedboat, like a water skiing boat, and then I bought this tri-hull. It was like a 1968 tri-hull, and it had a windshield on it that looked like a Corvette, and the windshield went up and down on it, and it had a 350 motor in it. And and I had that, so I had my trimaran, and I was in the last dock before you head out to the ocean, and right above my boat was this restaurant called Aldo's, and people used to sit there on Saturday and Sunday morning. It was packed with people, you know, and then there was like a kayak launch spot in this little cove that I was in, and it was a calm cove. So I had my speedboat and my tri-hull tied up to my trimaran. Okay, so so I was I left and I went home, and all of a sudden I hear about this. It starts getting real windy and shit. And I'm like, what is this? I'm like, what is this wind? Because it was the middle of summer. I'm like, what is this wind? And then all of a sudden, there was some I swear to God, there was some leftover typhoon from Japan. That blew in. Check this out. This is unbelievable. I mean, because no one here is expecting. No one here is expecting. No one here is expecting a storm in the middle of summer, because it never fucking rains here in the middle of summer, ever. So no one's expecting it. So now the storm's coming in. So I drive down to the harbor, right? I get down there, and this fucking wind is blowing, and people's sailboats weren't squared away, and people's sails were coming off on the fucking masts in the harbor, and the sails are slapping, going. It's fucking crazy. I look down on my boat, and there's a guy who owned the boat 3 boats away from me. He's on my boat trying to lasso the tri-hull speedboat, because one of the cleats broke off, and every time the waves were going in and out, the boat was swinging and smashing up against the side of my fucking trimaran. It literally beat the whole side of my trimaran in on one side. One of the amas was like beat to a pulp. It was like sinking.
Yep. I know what it is. I get it here all the time. Over here, we get these storms and they rotate, and I have my anchor anchored one way, and the storm starts coming, turns the boat around the other way, slams me with 45-mile-an-hour front wind, and just yanks the anchor right out. And there I go, drifting towards the shore. I got to act fast. I got to throw another anchor immediately that'll grab, the way the boat's going. And it's like, it's weird. It's like a hand. I'm serious. It's all done like if a hand is doing it. It turns the boat, and then it's like it blows, the wind. It's incredible.
Crazy.
I go through that. Let me tell you, I go through that a lot. And I'm 65 now. Okay?
Yeah.
And I'm going to get off the boat. I can't handle it.
You got to get off. I know. See, that's the thing.
Yeah, I can't handle it anymore.
You have to fucking. That's the thing. But remember that movie Apocalypse Now? Remember Apocalypse Now? What did that guy say? Martin Sheen. He goes, never get out of the boat, dude. Never get out of the boat. Not unless you're going all the way.
Yeah. I'm going all the way, bro.
Get off the boat, man.
I'm going all the way to the Appalachians.
Are you? Now, are you moving there? Are you moving there because you're fearing there's something going on? You think something's happening right now?
No.
Are you feeling? Are you feeling a little bit
well,
uptight?
Well, no. No. One of the reasons is I might do a little bit of gold prospecting as a hobby.
Now, are you going to use some of this ground penetrating radar satellites that are available to you now?
Jimmy, no, I don't have that type of funds. I don't.
Well, you don't need anything, man. You can go on. They have a
retirement deck, and get me a little truck, put a cover on it, throw a bed back there. There's campsites out there. I can pitch a tent for $5 a day, like the Gold Camp. And, $150 a month. You got tents nowadays that are made like an apartment. And it's got all kinds of tents. Put up a nice bed, get my solar panels. I already know how to live off the grid. I'll get solar panels, batteries, and everything will be 12 volt. TV, radio, lights.
Well,
and
it sounds like
water.
It sounds like a plan, but here's what I'm trying to tell you. Trying to give you some insight, because there's a website, okay, that has ground penetrating radar. You don't have to own the equipment. You can just go on there, and I'm pretty sure they'll let you just use it. You don't even have to. I mean, you might have to pay some nominal amount, like $20 or something, but you could scan the area where you are. Now, are you planning on panning?
Nice.
Are you planning on?
It's good to know,
I'm trying to give you a heads up, man. Listen, now here's the other thing. Now, are you planning on panning for gold, or what are you going to be doing?
Well, this isn't really, what I'm going for. This is all, a plan, Jimmy. It's the only thing I can see to get off the boat, and enjoy life. It's more like a, long vacation.
All right. Well, it sounds good.
It's sort of like that, and then on the side do the gold panning. Yeah, gold panning, and if you ever studied rocks in geology and how the mountains are formed, I mean, it's an incredible thing.
It is.
These plates, they both hit, and one goes under, and the other one goes on top, and that part that goes on top, that's the mountain range. Those are the mountains. And then the water comes in and everything, and erodes everything and changes it and makes streams and valleys and everything else. And that's basically what we saw today. What they say, that it took, 500 million years, something like that, some incredible number.
Yeah.
But it is still actually happening, but it's really interesting. So I would probably do some gold panning and check out the geology.
Well, I've watched a shitload of gold panning videos, and it seems like wherever the river is going and it bends, if you go to whatever is on the side where it bends, that's where these dudes find a lot of shit. They find a lot of stuff, man. Listen, I wish you all the best.
I watched all those videos.
Right on. Well, listen, Let's. I appreciate your call, and let's give out the number again. It's 831-337-8711 is the number to call. Antonio, thank you for your call.
Do you want to hear the cryptid story?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you never got to it. All right, go ahead. Let us have it.
Because we went off on.
That's all right. That's what happens when you get in a conversation with old Jimmy. Shit can happen. Go ahead.
Okay.
Give us a quick.
So we're out there in the Everglades National Park. So we take the little John boat, 12-foot aluminum boat, outboard motor, boom. So we're going along the outside of the coast of Florida, where this where the water empties out, and then it has parts where there's beaches called Cape Sable. They're beautiful beaches. A lot of fish run through there.
Yeah.
And we're going to go camp at a place called Graveyard Creek, and it's at Shark Point, and it's in Ponce de Leon Bay. Okay, so we get over there. Now, at this time in 1978, I was already reading about the Charles Burlett's book and all the books on UFOs and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you this because it has a little bit to do with this, I think. So we get to the campsite, Graveyard Creek. We set up our camp, blah, blah, blah. We say, okay, let's go out to the marker. They got markers there on the coast there. Let's go out to the marker and try some bottom fishing. So we go out there, we anchor, and we throw our lines. It was a piece of mullet on a hook. Boom, we throw our lines. And all of a sudden, this thing comes up or whatever. I'm looking at it, and my first reaction was, it's a buoy. I mean, what is that doing out here? But this was in seconds, bro, seconds. My second reaction was, wow, that looks like mechanical, because it was perfectly round. It was like the size of a trash can, but the top was perfectly round, like an egg. I mean, it was like perfect, the dimensions. It was real shiny. And what caught my attention was the eyes were in the front, bro.
What?
You know, the eyes were in the front, like softball size eyes in the front, not on the sides or like a shark, in the front, bro. Big black softball eyes.
Big black eyes.
Softball size.
And they just came up out of the water.
All of a sudden, we're looking at this. This is happening in seconds, bro. All of this is going through my mind in seconds. I couldn't explain. But look at this. So, two big black softball eyes, and on the bottom, a mouth, like jaws. And the mouth is open, and the teeth are like a shark. Now, okay, we could say, look, if it was a shark, okay, the eyes would be on the side. Now, I remember this I'll never forget, this part about the eyes being in the front, it perfectly round, the size of it, like a trash can, one of those metal trash cans, okay, and the mouth, with the mouth open and the jaws, and a piece of meat. I don't know if it was our mullet hanging out of its jaws.
Was it your bait?
Oh, my God. I don't know. Look, Jimmy, it wasn't but 5 seconds. We cranked that motor. We were out of there so fast we almost tipped over. I had like a 25 horsepower motor on that John boat. And the thing, I mean, you couldn't give it full blast. The whole hull would come out of the water.
Jeez.
We took off. No. This all happened in seconds. Instinctively, I just cranked up and hit the gas. But, you know, what's weird is that one impression that I had, that it was like, let's say if a person wanted to scare another person and had high technology and would build like a little capsule, you know, where it could go inside and then do this, because it was real shiny and perfectly round on the top, and the eyes were perfectly in the front, you know. And I've looked at everything I can, and nothing. Yeah,
I've seen
like octopuses. I don't know what it could have been.
Now I've seen those. I've seen some black eyes before. Once. Okay, and it was terrifying. Now what happened was I was sitting there and I was sleeping on the back of my trimaran. My dog, my chow chow, Max, was sleeping. Okay. All of a sudden, and I'm in the harbor. All of a sudden, I hear this, and I look, and it was a harbor seal. It'd come up for air right over where my boat was. Okay, this fucking seal was probably 500 or 600 pounds.
Wow.
Thing was probably 8 feet long.
Wow. Yeah, we don't have those here.
Something like that.
Wow.
Now listen to this. So my dog also heard him come up for air, and now he came over to the back of my trimaran, and so I got up and I came over there, and I was holding him his chest. I was pushing my hand against his chest because he was up against the edge of the boat, like trying to see what was going on.
Hold him back.
Yeah, and as I'm sitting there, this fucker had gone under the water, and as I'm sitting there, the fucker came right up in front of my face, dude. And I mean, I mean, it was within a couple of feet. You know, he came up, and he looked at me with those black eyes, and then he dove down and went right under my boat in the back.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
No, dude, it scared the shit out of me.
Because, I think coming up from out of the dark, out of the deep there.
Right. Because have you ever been to Marine World, man?
Marine World?
Yeah, we go to Marine World. They have a show where they have seals. I mean, the ones that they have are small. This thing was fucking giant. I'm just saying, when they have them, what do? They run, they swim, and then they slide on their bellies up on there. And that's how these fuckers, man, these around here, you know, some of the harbors, there's a lot of seals, you know, and they're huge, dude. They just hop on the back of boats and just sit there. There's nothing you can do about it. And I thought it was going to jump up on the boat.
Wow.
But anyway, it was weird because, you know, when you're on a boat, and I'm sure you can, you know,
relate.
Validate what I'm going to say. When you see the water, it becomes like a surface. It's not like you're not perceiving it as there being, I don't know, for me anyways, you're not perceiving it as shit's going to come up out of there. You know, you know what I mean?
Right?
You know,
exactly. That's never happened to me.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It just all of a sudden it comes, you know. That's what I mean. It's like it's a romantic idea. People get a boat, you know, and they're like, yeah, I'm going to sail. And you know, there's plenty of, I swear to God, if you want to spend some time on the weekend having a good time, people listening, go watch some videos of dudes and women and men that sail by themselves from here to there, wherever the fuck it is. Look at what they go through, you know. And it's like what it takes to do that, man, is intense. And imagine what it was like it was like at a period of time when you didn't know what the fuck was out there. You just got on your boat and you just floating around for months and months and months at a time.
We got a place here called the Treasure Coast where the whole fleet coming from Cuba filled with gold in the 1500s. Hurricane came, blew all 12 of them, filled to the hilt with gold right here on the coast of Florida, southeast coast, Treasure Coast.
Damn.
Yeah. Many ships, because they didn't have no navigation, a lot of them. And now afterwards, we got the lighthouses. But before that, they were all wrecking right there where they built those lighthouses.
Mm-hmm. Well, look into those lighthouses, man. People are saying those lighthouses have something to do with antiquitech. Those lighthouses. All right, listen.
What's that?
Let's give out the number again. 831-337-8711 is the number to call. Thanks again for calling, Antonio.
Oh, you're welcome, Jimmy.
That was
and good to hear from you and your audience and everything.
Thanks very much, man. We appreciate you. Have a great night.
You.
That was an intense story, man. Thank you. Thanks for calling.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Right on.
Okay, you all have a good night.
Take care.
Okay, bye.
Down there on the creek, boy, them perches bite like crazy. Yes, sir. Ha.
This one's for King Sweet.
I'm going fish, 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 fishing. I'm going fishing, hook, sinker, and line. I said fish, 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 fishing. Boy, I'm going fishing just to ease my mind. You know, some folks say that fishing on a Sunday's a sin. I don't believe in that though. If a fish bite my line on a Sunday, I'm gonna reel him on in. I believe I'll take him on home and fry him up good and have a ball. 'Cause I don't see nothing wrong with fishing on Sunday at all. I'm going fish, 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 fishing. Boy, I'm going fishing, hook, sinker, and line. I said fish, 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 fishing. Yes, I'm going fishing just to ease my mind. All right.
There's Elvin Bishop. He's sitting on a bale of hay. He ain't good looking, but he sure can play.
That's a fine little woman. Oh, yeah. Well, Farmer Brown caught me one dark night, stealing his melons by the mellow moonlight. He cocked his shotgun, his old dog bit me. Ought to heard me holler when that rock salt hit me. Ow! What'd you do that for? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the Elvin Bishop Band.
Hello.
Hello.
Am I on air? Or
You are on the air.
Too loud?
No, you're definitely on the air. What's happening?
This
Wow.
is Amber.
I know. Wow, we're just
Amber Lee.
so Amber. Thanks for calling out. I've been trying to get you to call in for a long time, and I'm glad you finally called in now. So yeah. So what do you got now? You got a story because we're sitting around.
Well, yeah. Everyone has crazy stories and things that have happened to them over their lives.
Yeah.
Everyone could write a book, basically. Everyone. Well, I guess some things popped into my head since you've been talking, and I could talk to everyone about shadow people in a house I used to live in, or some other like paranormal events, like tons of them that have happened over my life that I didn't even understand or want to know why they happened, and I wasn't even trying to bring that stuff in. But I think I know why. But since everybody was talking about some semi-lighthearted things,
yeah,
I wanted to tell a story. And Karen was mentioning her dad tonight in the chat.
Yeah.
And it's really strange because I have been thinking about my dad a lot today.
Have you?
And he was the kind of person smoking when he was 8 years old, got kicked out of 8th grade, had an alcoholic father who back in the 40s, it was nothing for his father to bet like $6,000 on a football game. And yet then it was like feast or famine in their family, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But anyway, my dad would tell us all these stories about when he was growing up. And he said, and this is documented in the Lawton Constitution in Oklahoma in the newspaper, but back in 1948, and my dad would have been about 7 years old, there was a man that lived here named J. Frank Dalton. But he one day jumped up and told a bunch of kids and a few people that he was Jesse James. And he said, hey, all you kids, let's all go out here to the mountains, to the Wichita Wildlife Refuge Mountains, Wichita Mountains, which is just like north here of Lawton.
Yeah.
It's like a hop, skip, and a jump. Anyway, my dad and a bunch of kids went out there with that guy. And he told them all to like, look around, that he had a bunch of gold and some treasure out of here.
Wow.
But he couldn't remember exactly where he put it, because he said he had so many places that he had hidden gold all over the United States that he couldn't remember. Well, anyway, long story short, my dad said they all went out there and dug around, looking around.
Yeah.
But they never found anything.
No.
But it is in the paper, and my dad, even when he was older, like telling us that story, he really did believe that man was Jesse James. And there's a photograph in the local paper of that man. And he's like elderly, like older.
Yeah.
But he does kind of look like Jesse James.
Well, now there's controversy about Jesse James, whether he really died or he didn't.
Right.
And there was
and the man called himself J. Frank Dalton, but like locally when he was staying here in this area. And I don't know all the details. I guess if somebody really wanted to research it, they really could. But
yeah. Well, now
I always remember that story.
now, isn't there? You told me about isn't there a legend of this door? There's supposedly a door that shines.
Yes, I believe that is totally true, because too many people have seen it. It's called the Iron Door, and it's in the Wichita Mountains out here. And the Spanish conquistadors, the legend is they hid some gold out here. And when the sun shines just right, if a person happens like to see it off in the distance, they'll see that iron door reflecting the sun. And Like there's been like tons of reports over the decades.
You know what we should do?
But no one ever. But it's all, and I know it sounds like a bunch of hooey, but
no,
it's probably true to some extent, even though it's a legend. But every time people that have seen the door, they say by the time they get to it or they or go in that direction, like the sun changes, because it's moving.
Yeah.
And it changes the view. And then, of course, like people, they'll run back home or back into town and they'll try to get a bunch of people to go back out there with them to find it. But no one can ever find it.
Ronan in the chat is saying that Jesse James was part of the Knights of the Golden Circle. And
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I didn't know that. There's a bunch of stuff about Jesse James. Now.
Right. And I remember seeing like History Channel and A&E, like over the past decade or so, like they've done a shows about it.
Well, see, now what I'm thinking is maybe me and you should get that website with the ground penetrating radar and go look for the conquistadors' gold over there in the mountains.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, that's like, yes. While you're talking about LIDAR, there was an article this past week about like an archaeologist or a discovery person. He's really pretty sure that he's found the Amber Room, and it's in Poland.
No.
And it's buried deep into the ground.
The Amber
Room.
The
Nazis raided the Amber Room in Russia.
Well, tell everybody what the Amber Room is, because I don't think a lot of people know. And
it's this huge. It was this room, and it was made of gold. And the Nazis raided it, and they stole it. They just, disassembled the whole thing, took off with it. It's in Russia. I forgot the exact city. Like you can look, it's, on the internet, of course.
Yeah.
But there is a replica now in Russia that people can go, where it originally was, and you can go visit the new Amber Room. But people are still trying to, find that to this day. But this guy thinks that he has it pinpointed an area, and they were supposed to start working on it. But I was thinking that was probably what you've talked about in the past with the LIDAR detection.
Well, that was that mountains in Romania a couple weeks ago. We were talking about how they found that supposed room down the bottom. And it was funny.
And you know what I think, and I told you this, privately, personally, that no telling what all has been found with that we, like regular people, don't know about.
No.
And they're not going to tell people. They're not going to, announce that. If somebody has some of this technology and they're able to not, publicly state. I'm not saying every excavation is like that. No. I mean, yes, a lot of them are very public and in the media, but there's got to be some that they don't tell the public about. Just like with all the other things in the past.
I know. I've seen these mock-up drawings that show the buildings that we see are only the tips of the buildings that are underneath it. So the part of the pyramid that we actually see is only the top of it. The rest of it is still in the ground, way down there. More than we can. Yeah. So it's trippy. I don't know. All of these cities seem to have this underground situation going on. I mean, there's a whole thing. Did a show a long time ago on the Kev Baker Show, and we talked a little bit about it on here, but there was a guy that invented some technology down in Los Angeles, and he wanted to use it, and he started to find all these tunnels and all these different exits to the ocean and just different stuff, and then all of a sudden they revoked his permit, and no one ever heard about it again. But then all these years later, you see everyone's saying there's tunnels going from this house to that house. I mean, we talked about it a long time ago on Speculation Island that, Jack Nicholson
there are tunnels and caves everywhere, all over this earth.
Yeah.
Known and unknown, but it's not permitted. It's against the law. Just like out here in the mountains, there are a lot of caves. And a lot of that, the government, that's part of the military base, Fort Sill, where I originally came from, where I've lived all my, grew up. But there's an untold number of caves out there, but they're boarded up. And I know some of them are probably boarded up for safety reasons and whatnot, but I really believe that there's a lot more, going on to some stories than the average person will ever know.
I think you should. I think you should definitely. I think you should come back next Saturday night and do a show and do a show with me, because I've been wanting to have you come on now. Real quick before.
Can I tell you a story too about, because I was obsessed with Geronimo when I was a child.
Yeah, we only
Geronimo.
We got about 4 minutes left on Ground Zero, but we can stay on as long as we want. But just letting you know, Ground Zero is going to go.
Just kind of ties in with the Geronimo, because Geronimo is buried out here at Fort Sill.
Yeah,
and that's where the first Prescott Bush was stationed out here right before World War I, before he got sent overseas. And as a member of Skull and Bones, he's the one that was stationed here, and he, took the skull and the femur of Geronimo. And, but Geronimo, around here in these parts, he was feared. And yes, he was in jail out there at Fort Sill, but he was allowed, by the time he was arrested and stuff, and finally got so old he didn't escape anymore, they let him out. They let him walk around. He would even come to the downtown Lawton, and he would be drunk, and then he would go back to his jail cell. But, his family really fought like crazy to have his skull and his femur returned to his gravesite here.
Now I heard George Bush drank blood out of Geronimo's skull.
Really? I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, allegedly. There's no way we could prove it, but
no, but you can prove that Prescott Bush was stationed out here, and he was the one that took it, the skull and everything. But the only thing I can figure out why they did it was because Geronimo, apparently from what I've read, he was a feared Apache warrior, but he had psychic powers, and he was powerful. And I'm not talking about when he was older and had a drinking problem. I'm talking, in his younger days. But the military feared him, and even members of his own tribe feared him, as far as not just physical as a warrior, but as mental, as his mind, because he had some powerful type of gift or something. I don't know. And I think that's why they targeted, him out there.
Well,
his grave.
Say goodbye to Ground Zero, baby, because we're going to go.
Okay.
From Ground Zero, but stay here. We'll be staying on YouTube. We're on YouTube.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah, we're on YouTube. So, all right. So there we go. There we go. Ground Zero Plus. We'll see you tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock Pacific, for Wake and Bake. Amber, I love you with all my heart. Just stay there. Stay there.
Too.
Stay there.
Oh, okay.
All right. We'll see you.
It feels weird though being in the chat.
There's some music. There's going to be some music coming on right now. So, hey.
Okay.
Did we miss a verse or something?
Yeah, we did.
Sorry. Can we drop in?
Okay, let's take it from. When do we do a
Default.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow morning.
Everybody's talking, no one says a word. Everybody's making love, no one really cares. There's natches in the bathroom, just below the stairs. Always something happening, and nothing going on. There's always something cooking, and nothing in the pot. They're starting back in China, so finish what you got.
All right, there goes John Lennon. Days like these. All right.
I love that.
Yeah. All right, so I'm about ready to jump off here and get something to eat. What about you? Did you have anything else you wanted to? So what's going on with the stars for everybody now? We just recently we just got out of the Mercury retrograde, right? So is there anything else going on of note that you want to bring to the table?
Oh, well, Mr. Brent Howell knows a lot about astrology. I've learned a lot lately, and I do know that astronomy and astrology at one time were one and the same.
Yeah.
You know, and that Uranus, whatever you want to call it, there are scientific papers even written that link Uranus to earthquakes. Like when Uranus is in a certain conjunction or a trine or a square with the Earth at some, at certain degrees, like when Uranus is like 0 or 1 or 2, 3 degrees, that's when you do see a lot of earthquakes. And there's a guy on YouTube, he's a geophysicist, and his name is Stephen Burns, and he's not a doomsday kind of guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's, scientific, but he's also, I don't know how you want to say it. Some people would call him, he's not New Age, but he does talk about astrology from time to time too, and healing and grounding and earthing and, natural things. But I highly recommend his channel because he keeps people updated about the solar situation and, earthquakes, volcanoes, etc.
It's a good channel. You definitely.
But there is something to that, I do believe, after looking into it and really studying it.
Now, isn't there a giant
do affect people. Planetary alignments do affect people. The sun and the moon, just like the sun and the moon, has an effect. And the planetary alignments affect people and affects the Earth. The gravitational pulls. So that's about, without going into it too deeply, that's just the basics of, how I think or feel about it.
Well, everybody's loving you in the chat.
Oh.
Ronan says Amber rules.
Not really, but...
There you go. See? I told you. I told you.
Come on your show.
I know. Well, you got to come on. You should come on next.
Yeah. One day, I would probably try to do Trivial Pursuit against Epic or...
Yeah. Well, you should
or talk about the Beatles with Rio, and I don't know. I love it when you and Rio talk about music, and I don't know. I love all the different topics all of you guys talk about. And Bruce, he's highly, highly knowledgeable.
Yeah.
But some of the stuff he talks about, it is scary, but it's real,
Mm-hmm.
And Trish had a great call earlier too. Trish is cool.
Most definitely. I've heard her call into Clyde a couple times.
Yeah, I have too. Actually, if it wasn't for Clyde, I would have never heard your show. And I'm so happy that Like, I listened to Clyde for years. And yes, of course, I listened to Coast to Coast and Art Bell. Like, Art Bell, was the thing for me, like, years ago when I couldn't sleep.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I listened to Art Bell for years when I was, because I used to stay up late.
Yeah.
All right, you ready to get out?
Right. Yeah, we can, and maybe if things work out.
Like I say, next Saturday you should come on.
Right.
Maybe next Saturday come on for a whole show, and we'll just, you and I will.
But everyone has lots of stories that they can tell.
Yeah.
And call in. Everyone is a book with lots of chapters.
Well, I'm sure if you're here, there'll be 10,000 dudes calling in, so there's no question. Yeah, they will. Because seriously, you have a beautiful voice, baby. Seriously, you sound great.
I don't sound like an Okie.
No. No, you don't sound like an Okie. All right, well, so...
I'm where I'm from, and everybody else should be proud of where they're from, too.
Well, hopefully we'll take some more calls next Saturday night, and we'll have Amber come back and sit in, and we'll take calls, and we'll just we'll see what happens.
Some other people call in, too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Good night, everyone.
Good night. Good night, everybody. We'll talk to you soon. Hey, yesterday when I was saying Billy was the only person I met in real life, I remembered today that I also met Clyde and Ron, both.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But those are the only people I've met in real life from the radio stuff. All right, we'll see you guys. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning for Wake and Bake.
And thanks to Kev Baker for divinely hooking us up.
Yeah, we wouldn't have found each other if it wasn't for Kev.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, here comes...
He always said you needed a woman. But he was going to find you a woman.
I know, and he finally did. All right, here's 10...
Really
here's 10cc. Good night.
Concentrating on trucking right. I heard a dark voice beside of me. And I looked round in a state of fright. I saw 4 faces, one man, a brother from the gutter. They looked me up and down a bit and turned to each other.